symbol.
Bona Fide Podcast.
You got it?
Session 2, take 1.
So, hello everybody. We are here with our friend, Danny Varghese. Did I say it right?
Varghese, yes, you got it perfect.
Okay, thank God. Because I hate doing that. Everyone mispronounces my name. Melani. Anyway, we are here. It's true. We are here at our studios at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Laffey International Realty. We are in our podcast room at our Woodbury office. We can also be found in earlier Nassau at our Williston Park office.
That's right.
So thank you so much for coming here today.
Well, thank you for having me here.
And trekking from where are you coming from today?
Well, I was in my Queens office today.
Wow.
Yeah, near, where was that? JFK.
Wow. So you got to tell our audience what you do and why we love you and find your news so exciting.
Yeah, we were
You're
so
awesome.
excited.
I love it.
By the way, we've been waiting to sit down with you for the longest time.
It's true.
Probably the most...
Well, I'm really not that interested.
You're the guest. You're the guest.
Yeah.
You and Nick are the
This is the most
guests.
exciting interview for us in the longest time. So
It's true. And Nick.
Well,
both
Nick is,
times.
Nick is great. But we've been talking about getting.
We have this we've been talking about forever and ever and ever.
So good to have you here.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me.
Cannot wait
Thank
to
you.
talk.
Thank you.
So what's been going on?
Well, it's getting the new company off the ground has been taking up pretty much all of my time. A lot of traveling, a lot of back and forth. Texas. Now we're doing a Florida launch at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting couple of weeks, and still running the New York company at the same time. So
We got to talk about those companies, what they
tell me
are.
a little bit. Well, let's start with the company you've had for like 20 years, right?
Yeah. So I was the very first physician assistant that started a mobile cardiology outfit about a little over 22 years ago in 2004 when I got fired from my first job. And that was a whole story in itself, and probably need multiple beers for that. But it came to the realization that I really could not keep doing this by working for somebody and expecting them to pay what I thought I deserved to be paid. So I decided to go out and venture and become my own boss. And that was 22 years ago, and I couldn't look back now. So that being said, I started the very first mobile cardiology outfit, specifically specializing in mobile stress testing, where we bring our systems out to small and medium-sized cardiology practices that don't have the wherewithal to provide their own testing, and at the same time a mid-level to see their patients. So we came up with I came up with the idea of how can we democratize that service, and kind of created like a cooperative, because these equipments are multi-million dollars a piece. So how can a small outfit, a small cardiology practice afford to give their services to patients, rather than giving out to a hospital or a much larger practice and then wonder, are these patients going to come back to us?
Right.
So we came up with the idea that, all right, if one person buys it and then shares it across various practices and platforms, we can decrease the overall cost of that type of cardiac care and cardiac imaging services. So that took me over the course of the last 20 years, and I started to see the market change, and I wanted to see, am I going to ride this ship to the very ground, or because technologies have changed, services have changed, and I'm not going to say that I was getting bored, but I needed something to challenge me.
Right.
I needed something to just help me to get up in the morning again and give me the opportunity to think differently, to think outside the box, and kind of like what my passion is, to look for deficiencies in medicine, look for deficiencies in the delivery of medicine, and see if I could come up with some innovative and unique ways of creating efficiencies.
Right, which is what I was going to ask, because I have to imagine, because you've been doing the cardiology portion for so long, that you had to have noticed a need somewhere else in the medical field.
Yes.
Which leads you now to what you founded and are starting to launch now. I think down south is where you're starting.
Right. We are starting this down south. So my wife's cousin, Dr. Tony Abraham, he came up with an idea a couple of years back, and he was one of the principal investigators, and he was one of the first physicians to start this type of cancer treatment, prostate cancer treatment, something called radioligand therapy, in a private practice. And he was the first in the country, first in New York specifically, to do this. And then he came up to me and says, Dan, is there a way that we can give this service out to a lot more people? Because right now I'm only seeing like 3-4 patients a month, and there's so many other people that actually can utilize the service. But when he was first doing it, this was an end-of-life treatment. FDA did not approve it for a person that was just diagnosed with prostate cancer. For FDA to allow practices to give this type of medication upon diagnosis. So this was an end-of-life treatment. So patients got diagnosed. They got something called androgen suppression therapy, which is basically medical castration. So, yeah, imagine how many men want that.
Yeah. So I'm hurting already.
Yeah, so you offer that to men right off the bat, and what are they going to say?
I'm holding
wait,
tight right now.
what are you about to do to me? Did you just use the word castration? So you had to do something called medical castration with the androgen suppression, and then from there, that failed. Patients would then go to chemotherapy. Then chemotherapy failed, that they would go for radiation therapy. Then after radiation therapy failed, this was close to end of life now, and this was a Hail Mary. Here, give radioligand therapy.
Right.
So they've noticed that from multiple studies that when given radioligand therapy, even at the end of life, it has extended life by a minimum of 6 months and up to 2 years.
Wow.
And the cancer has regressed significantly, giving the individual quality of life back. Not so much the time.
But quality matters so much when you have so little.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So fast forward, he asked me and this is when he brought it up to me, and the cardiology business was doing very well, and I wasn't at the time looking for something else. But then I started thinking, I was like, is there a way? There's got to see how many patients that we can touch, how many people that we can help. And I was like, man, let me think about it. But a couple of things that I could not wrap my head around, and how to democratize this, how to make this more accessible to the public, was the cost.
Right.
One dose is significant. Each patient needs six injections, one injection every 6 weeks over the course of 36 weeks, treatment cycle. One injection is about $50,000.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So what does insurance cover?
Insurance covers
generally
about
50%.
The insurance will cover the whole cost.
Okay.
But it's not just the cost of the drug that we have to cover. It's the cost of the practice being able to give it. So there is like a setup cost, a labor cost, supply and implementation cost. So the insurance company has to be able to cover all that. So we need about $58,000 per injection in order to make this work.
Wow.
And if you're only giving it at the end of life, that's not that many patients that you can treat to make this financially viable.
Right, exactly. So
But
I
then
know you gotta go. So don't, you can whenever you want.
I don't want to. So so let's pause that and we'll start up again.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want to. I want to. I can't just leave. That's going to look weird. I have to open for a client. It came last minute. It's one of those we got to do it.
Yeah, because we can cut it and I can always edit it and then we pick up. There's enough room there.
I think that I wanted to say, so why don't take it on the road like you did, the cardiac.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing, and just say, having had cancer. Now my question would be, first, you're doing it at offices, or is this at home treatments?
I was going to ask him that.
But
I want him
right
to
now
answer
in New York,
that
it's in the office. The patient has to come to the office.
in New York.
In New York.
Yeah, but I want to answer that during we're filming. That's
Yeah. Okay. So then I'm just gonna.
Yeah, if you want to skedaddle, I'll let the people know you left.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna give you a hug, and I'm gonna go because I feel bad. I have to. So I.
Yeah, I'll let people
We'll
know.
cut it
Yeah,
out, and then we'll come back.
yeah, so we can edit it. I can edit that easily.
Yeah, that's easy.
I'm so sorry.
There's enough room, right, Trent? Yeah.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you. You gotta get your
Careful, step
beautiful.
over.
I know, I trip over that every time.
I just wanted her to be in some of it.
No,
Yeah.
totally.
So you may want to push my chair out of the way because it might look a little cuckoo.
John,
And
you're out. We threw you out
said to
today.
yourself, oh, I could use the keys.
Yeah, Jess, slide over.
You got it.
Perfect.
Good?
Hi.
Well, Daniel,
Keys.
slide back over. Amazing.
You want to take these?
So you have a solo cam when you talk.
Okay.
You're sitting focus on, so I want you to see it.
Take everything.
Your solo cam's over here. You don't have to look at it.
Oh, the camera's that way.
It's this way. It's both.
One of those,
This
yeah.
is the.
One of
When
those.
you guys
And I have
converse,
one on
it'll
my
be this
keychain
one.
too.
Okay.
If it's just you talking, it'll be this one.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can talk. You can look at me when we
Yeah,
talk.
it doesn't-
Well, do I have to look at the camera?
No, no,
Okay.
no. We can look at each other.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Love you.
All right, love you. Love you.
Bye, Mel.
See you, Mel.
Bye, love you. You gotta tell Mikey I said hi. I love
Oh, she wanted to
I
come.
love Pinky. She's so
But I didn't have to. I didn't have time to go back home to pick her up to go back this way.
Watch your step.
so cute. I know. See? All right. Don't forget to unplug this fire thing. That's the movie stuff.
You guys are good.
So the name of the company is RadiantPath, correct?
Right, RadiantPath Health.
RadiantPath Health. All right, because I want people really to know the name of the company. Because one thing is incredibly important what you're doing, and besides, it's going to blow up. So people need to.
God's
know
grace, I hope.
Right. So, you know, right away, one of the questions I have is, so you're just going to the offices of the doctors, or you're going to the patients' homes, or how does this work?
Well, to backtrack just a little bit.
Sure.
So when we decided to design the company, to make it financially viable, I came up with the idea of putting it on the road. So by putting it on the road, we were able to spread the cost of the capital equipment that we needed to get the cost down.
Okay.
Because the reimbursements are not going to change. The reimbursement is going to be
They
what the
are what they
reimbursement.
are.
They are what they are. But to make it viable, we had to decrease the capital cost of equipment, radiation safety, labor. So we decided to get it out on the road. But different than the cardiac model. With the cardiac model, I brought the camera to different people's offices and the equipment and everything. And we had a nighttime driving team that set up an individual office where the patients would come to the office and our medical team would go in and see the patients both in consult and in testing.
Right.
And then when the day was over, our driving team at night would come and pick up the cameras, pick up all the equipment,
So they set
pack
up,
it up,
and then they have to pack
and then
up
go
again.
to the next office.
Okay.
So the team would go to that office the next day.
Right.
Here is different. We turn it completely on its head, where now all the equipment and everything is fixed to our medical bus.
Okay, so you have an actual whole.
We have
big
an
bus.
actual whole big retrofitted RV, 30+ footer.
Right. So
that-
so you eliminated the whole setting up and taking things apart.
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so we have a double wide, 30+ foot medical bus where the sides come out. We've got a full examination room, injection room. For radiation safety, we have something called Hot Lab that has all the equipment that we need for radiation protection, measurement, and dispensation. And then, we have a reading station to look at all the CAT scan, MRI, PET scans, to do, and also to do all of our charting and everything, an area for the IVs. So that bus will now go to different institutions, and that institution can now bring however number of patients that they have to the days that we're there,
Right.
and then we come back every 6 weeks on that treatment cycle for those patients.
Yeah, so it makes it really easy. All they have to do is schedule it, and
Exactly.
you show up.
And we show up.
And you resolve the issue of having to set things up and have to take it apart. Now, obviously, that was one challenge. It was a great challenge, but what are the other challenges? I got to imagine that there must be a licensing challenge in every single state, and all this, all the health regulations in each state. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Okay,
That's
so
pretty daunting.
that was one of the biggest hurdles, radioactive materials licensing. So Right now, in the country, there is no such thing as a mobile radioactive materials license until it came around. So
Okay.
I petitioned New York State to show them my
So
plan.
you created a problem.
I created a problem. And I created a problem that they wish that they never heard of.
Because now they have to deal with
Because
it.
now they have to deal with it. And New York State pretty much told me, like, they didn't even actually really want to have a conversation with me.
All right.
I sent them a bunch of emails, I called them multiple times. I even went up to the head of the Department of Radioactive Materials, would not return a phone call, would not return an email.
Doesn't that always amaze you?
Yeah, it really, and this is something that I've dealt with New York State for 20 plus years of me being in this field.
Yeah, so you know.
I know.
what you're up against.
I know them by name. I know them by their number by heart.
Yeah. I feel New York State is, no matter what industry, there's always resistance to letting people get in. I think what you're doing is brilliant. Start in the path of least resistance. Show that what you're doing is not only viable, but it's working. There's a demand for it, and then pick it up around the country. And New York's going to be the last one to find.
They're going to be the very last ones.
Because everyone else has
New York and
approved it.
California is going to be the very last states that will ever provide services to.
Unbelievable.
Because we will be a national company.
We're always
and that
so
is my goal.
backwards here, guys.
Yeah, so New York State, we finally got a hold of somebody in New York State, and it was not one of the individuals that can make a decision, but one of the chief licensing inspectors said, I pitched my case, and he goes, no, this is not going to work.
No.
Sir, why it's not going to work? Because it's never been done before. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be the first to do it. So why don't we work together and let New York State be the very first in the country to do this?
Right, be a pioneer.
No, so like, nope, can't let that happen. There's no precedent set, so if there's no precedent, we're not doing it.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I'm like, nice.
that's great.
I really like your forward thinking.
So much for thinking about creating jobs.
Right. Forget even creating jobs. That's a great secondary effect. But look at how many patients that we're going to help.
Well,
How many lives we're going to save. How much quality of life we're going to give back to the men that have prostate cancer.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question, because obviously the patients benefit, which is amazing, because they don't have to go into a hospital setting. You basically bring service to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I can imagine the physicians themselves also.
Right.
The caregivers are benefiting from this.
Absolutely.
You're helping them as well.
Absolutely, because right now, radioligand therapy is not given in every facility. You have to have a specific license. You have to have a physician that has this very specific training. You have to have nuclear technologists with a very specific skill set. So not every institution is going to have that, and not every institution is going to be able to be licensed or have the financial wherewithal to provide the service. Because if you do the numbers, for each patient, you have to be able to come up with about $300,000 that you guarantee to pay the manufacturer of this drug for the entire treatment cost. How many practices can physically do that?
Sure. Now, is there savings anywhere for health insurance companies, or
Tremendous.
how do you get them on board? Because that's where I'm.
So I'm actually in negotiations with a very large health insurance company right now. That's a national health insurance company, and if everything goes well, we're going to start a pilot project in Florida. I cannot mention the name of this insurance company yet. Yeah. But that being said, our pitch to this particular institution was the fact that we're going to be able to decrease the cost of care for the lifetime of this patient. So if you follow the patient from the time of diagnosis to the time of, and I hate to say it this way, end of life,
Right.
and you calculate the entire cost of that patient's life cycle for this specific disease, our pitch was, if by utilizing us, we're going to, in the very base case, in the very extremely conservative base case, by utilizing radioligand therapy early in diagnosis, we're going to be able to save at least 25% of the total lifetime cost to this patient.
Okay.
And in a very optimistic scenario, we're going to save 44.6% according to our calculations.
Wow.
By utilizing radioligand therapy very early in the diagnosis process rather than the later parts of diagnosis. Because when you look at what an insurance company pays for, what a facility pays for the patient, is not just the cost of the chemotherapy or the radiation therapy or the drugs that we use to treat the patient, but it's in the cost of maintaining the quality of life. With chemotherapy and radiation therapy, we're bombarding them with chemicals and radiation that wipes out their immune system.
Right.
So they're going to have secondary infections.
Absolutely.
So we're going to need to spend money on mitigating those infections. Radiation causes radiation burns. Now we have to treat radiation burn. We got to treat the muscle wasting. We have to treat the hair loss. We have to treat the fatigue, the mental load that's taken. That's the burden on all these patients. There's money to be spent on that. So and also long-term care. A lot of patients end up with progressive cancer that can no longer take care of themselves. So you need nursing care. You need skilled nursing facilities sometimes, and hospice care. So if we're able to treat them earlier, give them the quality of life back, and also we can never say we're curing the disease. That's something that those words we can never say. But can we say that we're going to regress the cancer down to levels that's manageable? Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a huge start.
And that's how we're going to save money to insurance companies and to the Medicare and Medicaid system. And one of my biggest pushes is I have to be around for about a year before I can do this, but I want to get into the VA system. I want to be able to provide the service to our veterans. Yeah. And by doing that, we're going to be able to save the federal government a ton of money that they're probably spending out right now. But in order to be a part of the whole procurement process to the VA, I have to be around at least a year and prove myself.
Yeah, we should be able to provide it to everyone who needs it.
Right.
Now, the other thing you got me thinking about, so we're saving money for the insurance companies. We could save the federal government money. Quality of life is better for the patients. I mean, to me, it's like a win-win-win all the way around.
Absolutely.
Now, what particular cancers are we talking about here? Because it can't be every form of cancer, right?
Not yet.
So we're talking prostate?
We're starting with prostate. Right now, radioligand therapy can be used in multiple different types of cancers. Okay. But we chose to start with prostate cancer. Are we licensed to treat different types of cancers? Yes. And state of Texas gave us an open license to treat all forms of cancer that can be treated by radioligand therapy. So there's things like carcinoid tumors, small cell carcinoma, a certain type of neuroendocrine tumors. Coming down the pike in a couple of years, we're going to be able to treat breast cancer, thyroid cancer.
So really, it's wide open.
Right, because the way this medicine works, we're using a radioactive material, a nuclear isotope that's tagged to a protein called a ligand, and this ligand acts like a smart bomb. Okay,
so it's very targeted.
Molecularly targeted therapy. Okay. So this ligand now goes throughout the body, seeks and locks on to receptors that's the cancer cells are expressing. No matter where it is in the body, it goes, locks in, and then it's completely bound to this receptor.
Okay.
And once, as it's bound, the energy that's being emanated from the radioactive material is now going to be focused in that local area where this smart bomb is now imparting all of its energy in a couple of millimeters of where it's locked
instead of destroying all the good cells.
Exactly.
Yeah, like what chemotherapy does.
And radiation therapy does.
Yeah, because I gotta tell you, even from my own wife's experience, I mean, they gave her so much chemotherapy that she ended up with with poison.
Right.
Which created a whole bunch of other problems
right.
for her. And destroys, like you said, just like a wildfire, destroys all the good cells.
Destroys everything.
Which I never it's such an archaic way of treating someone. I never understood that. I mean, I get it in the beginning when we had nothing better, and that's all we had. With today's technology, I mean, I love this. This is exactly where, definitely the trajectory we should be going.
Exactly, really. and that is the trend of medicine, molecular genetic medicine. And we're getting better at getting these targeted treatments out, and the more use cases that we're going to be approved for as FDA starts approving new things. There's so many studies out there right now in many different aspects of cancer, oncology. We're going to be able to add that onto our services.
Sure.
But we're starting specifically with prostate cancer because men are underloved.
Yeah.
Not to say that we shouldn't be treating women as well. Of course we have. But women have the breast cancer month and they got this.
Right, there's more of a focus on women
There's a
issues.
tremendous focus on women, but men don't.
I think part of it is our own fault.
It is our fault.
You know,
We have
don't go to the doctors as much as women
we have too much
do.
pride.
Yeah.
What's some of one of the major impetuses for men to get treated is we have too much responsibility. We tell ourselves this.
Yeah, we got to work.
We have to work.
Yeah.
I can't take my time. I can't take time out for this. I can't take time out for that. If it's my time, I'm going to go. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's what we tell ourselves.
It's such an old school way of
Exactly. And we brought this on to ourselves. So I just kind of figured, like, listen, if we focus purely on prostate cancer and we bring this out to the communities where we tell men that, hey, listen, you don't have to take time out of your life. You don't have to take time out of your responsibilities. We're going to come to you. We're going to be at your local clinic. We'll take care of everything. You just come right here. You don't have to travel hours. You don't have to sit in traffic. You just come to your local center, and our bus will come there and take care of you there.
That's a game changer. So where do you see this in 5-10 years? What you're doing?
Well, if the NFL is helping us out the way they are, like with the commercial that Novartis had on Super Bowl, it's just a blood test. The more that people are getting diagnosed, the earlier they're getting diagnosed, the more awareness goes out there. And if our team does the job that we're supposed to do and we get out there and do our health events, we're going to be doing a lot of community health events where we're going to do vitals, free prostate specific antigen blood draws. That way we can diagnose people earlier in the disease process, especially our Hispanic and African American Black communities. They are diagnosed very late because of low access. They don't have, especially down south, you'll see medical deserts, and these communities have no access. The Native American community, the more people that we can reach that would normally be diagnosed later when they come in with saying, oh, my back is hurting, my neck is hurting, my shoulders are, I'm taking all this Advil.
Especially in really rural areas.
Right,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be rural. You can have these medical deserts in the middle of a big city because they just can't get access. They don't have the right insurance. They don't have the right doctor, or the doctor's not looking. Especially with prostate cancer and metastatic prostate cancer that's diagnosed in their 60s, especially in certain demographic groups, they come in with back pain.
Okay, that's kind of one of the symptoms.
Oh yeah, you strained your back. Here, take this pill. No, doc, it's not going away.
But it comes up. I mean, it comes up on a blood test, right? No, PSA at least.
If your PSA is high.
Right, so that gives you. Something's going on.
And then what do most men say when they say, here, when my PSA is high, oh man, I'm going to get that finger up something.
Yeah, I know.
How many men want that finger?
I get it once a year, unfortunately. Trey over here doesn't want it. Trey saying no, not me.
So,
you know what my doctor says? He goes, he'll ask me, like, hey, so do you want me to check? He goes, hey, it's already included in the price. I'm like, well, I guess so. You may as well go for it.
oh man, how thick is that finger?
I make sure he's a real short guy. He's a tiny guy, small hands. I'm no fool.
I don't know. They have some stubby fingers.
I don't go for like a big 6-foot guy, really meaty. No.
Oh man, no, but seriously, it's gotten even more sensitive and specific now because the digital rectal exams are not as sensitive or specific as with the new technology that we have today. With a positive PSA, definitive diagnosis is, for the most part, is always going to be with a PET CT scan, something called a PSMA PET CT, where we take the same ligand, that protein, instead of the isotope that we would use to kill the cancer cell. We would instead put a different type of isotope on that to give off a certain amount of energy to image that cancer cell, so we can map out the body.
I get it.
To see where the cancer is.
Right. So you can pinpoint and attack that specific area.
Well, once you inject that medicine, the protein itself is going to bring it to.
That's amazing.
So we don't have to go target. We don't have to, other than mapping it out.
It's just going to find its way.
Exactly. That's why we're doing it every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So we keep the radiation level in those local areas at the optimum level, and then we do another scan. They get 3 scans, one before on diagnosis. They get another scan in the middle of treatment, and they get a scan at the end to see the effectiveness of the treatment.
Sure, because you want to follow it and see.
Right.
How many prostate cases are you? I mean, how many people develop prostate on average annually? I mean, I'm sure you know the statistics on.
Yeah. So in the United States right now, about 365,000 individuals are newly diagnosed.
Significant.
Yeah. So it's.
And those are the ones that are detected.
And that's the ones that detected.
Right.
Around about three. Let's go with 300,000 patients.
Okay, that's
a year,
big number.
newly diagnosed, plus all the individuals that's been diagnosed already, that's going in various stages of treatment.
Wow. So you're in Texas now. Texas was already approved?
Texas approved us. So
Go Texas.
Yes, go Texas. I sent an email. When New York State flat out denied me, I put a cold email out to the Commissioner of Health in Texas. And within 2 weeks, I got a response back by the Deputy Commissioner of Health in Texas.
Good.
And their chief nuclear medicine individual inspector reached out to us and said, "Here, can you come down for a meeting? The entire board would like to see you."
Wow, the entire board met you. And like that,
so,
like 2 weeks.
So I met the commissioner, the deputy.
That's amazing. Okay.
And all the major figureheads for every department, because they already in their head. After I sent them our proposal. Little to my knowledge, they already approved it.
Right.
In their minds, they already approved it, so they wanted all the figureheads on the table.
Sure.
And after 3 hours of speaking to them and explaining, the deputy commissioner turned to everybody and said, "I wanted all you guys here at the table to know that this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to follow this company very closely.
Okay.
We'll watch them like a hawk.
Right.
But I want every one of you guys to know that this is going to happen. Make it happen."
So once they sign off on it, that automatically means the insurers have to accept this?
It's the insurance companies will automatically pay for this if an individual qualifies for the treatment.
Okay.
So their regular physician, the urologist, the oncologist, just has to document certain things that the PET scan was done and certain things were done, because it is a part of the treatment regimen. As of September, FDA approved our therapy, radioligand Pluvicto therapy, for use in the very early stages of diagnosis. We don't have to wait for end of life now. We don't have to wait for that Hail Mary. Yeah. So now we are approved upon diagnosis. You get androgen suppression therapy. You fail androgen suppression therapy. Now your doctor, if they're knowledgeable, they can offer you our treatment, radioligand treatment, right off the bat, before you go to chemotherapy, before you go to radiation therapy. So insurance companies will pay for it as long as things are documented.
Right, I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
This is why you're doing it. You really need to get the word out and make these doctors and facilities aware of this service. So now you got Texas, you're approved, you're working there, you're going into Florida, or you start.
We're going to do Florida simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah, and with this, if everything goes well with this insurance company, and we're going to be their pilot project for all their facilities that they provide reimbursement to for cancer services.
Yeah, I expect all governors and health commissioners around the country, wake up. Like, people need help, and we have a proven system. They should be approving you across the country.
So 5 years from now, what I foresee is RadiantPath is going to be a national company. with broad reach in every state.
It'll never be able to go to people's homes because I guess logistically it's a nightmare. You just
Logistically, it's a
can't do it.
nightmare, and also if it's not an efficient distribution of medicine, because that bus would be driving everywhere.
it'd just be too
and
costly.
We're going to be driving with radioactive materials everywhere. We don't want that.
Yeah. So
we want to have full maximal use of that truck time.
Do you have to have a doctor present
Yes.
when you do these things? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That was, I was wondering about that.
Our outfit is staffed with a nuclear medicine physician, a nuclear technologist, and a paramedic.
So how many buses are you going to need per state? I guess that, depending on the size of the state.
It's going to be depending on the size of the state and the number of facilities that's going to sign on with us. But you figure our bus can accommodate about 750 patients a year.
Okay.
Because each patient's going to need 6 treatments.
Yeah.
So if you add all that up and do your permutations, it's about 3,500, 4,000 injections a year that one bus can handle.
Bus, right. So, you need a lot of buses.
Right. So in Texas, I foresee 5 buses in Texas.
Okay.
In Florida, I
Just
foresee 5
5?
buses.
Wow, just 5?
Mhm. If
That's amazing.
If we manage it correctly.
And now, are these electric buses or
No. Right now, as much as I love, you know me, I love Teslas.
Yeah.
I love.
Well, I was going to ask about your Teslas. 'Cause you have Teslas in the company, no?
Yes.
Or are they just for marketing purposes?
Well, no, marketing, yes. My Cybertruck,
Yeah.
that's my favorite truck in the world. I do have the Cybertruck that's wrapped up with the company colors, and it is a mobile billboard. It does turn heads. If you love it or hate it, I really don't care, because
Well,
at the end of the day,
you just want attention, so-
if you love it or hate it, you're still going to stare at it, and when you stare
That's
at
right.
it, you're going to see my logo.
That's right. You're going to remember it. And know
You're
the
going to
name.
ask a question, and other than in Austin, somebody throwing a banana peel at me.
Come on.
I-
For what?
Well, let's just say, let's keep Austin weird.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, Elon, love him or
I know,
hate him,
everybody-
love him or hate him, he's employed, I don't know, close to 100,000 people. In
Love him or hate
Austin.
him, he's a genius.
He's a
the guy
genius.
has, come on, he's really.
He's an absolute genius.
He's given us so much.
Oh my God.
I mean, how many different companies?
There's nobody that can hold a candle to him. And to
No,
say that you
really.
hate him,
I mean,
because of certain
just look at
politics,
SpaceX.
so what?
The fact that we can reuse rockets and it's not a one and done like
It's
it
not
used
a one
to
and
be.
done.
Yeah, that NASA would spend
Right.
billions and billions on for one
One-way trip.
It was awful.
Yeah,
So,
it's
come
like
on.
and Elon puts it the best way. Are you going to build a 747 for a one-way trip and build another 747 to bring the passengers back?
Yeah, it's not very efficient and cost effective. For
Exactly.
Sure. No, of course.
Yeah,
but
so-
listen, whenever you're doing something great, you're going to be polarizing.
Right. So we can't have an electric bus yet because the technology isn't there for the amount of time that the bus is going to be operating and driving.
Right, and you lose time with all the charging.
Exactly. Because we would need like a, oh my God, we'd probably need a 400 to 500 kilowatt battery
Oy. Yeah.
to
Okay. I was
travel.
thinking like a hybrid. Maybe a hybrid would be a possibility.
Ideally, a battery electric, diesel electric, would be ideal. But for now, I gotta go with
Alright, that'll
conventional.
be like phase 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, if Elon's listening, if you can help me convert a Tesla Semi
That's right. It's
into
for a good
mobile
cause.
into a mobile cancer treatment bus, I'm going to be all ears.
Yeah, come on, Elon, come through. Stop being, oh, forget it.
Wait,
I was gonna say something. I didn't want.
what were you about to say? Elon, get your head out of space.
Yeah. Like, stop messing around.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Oh my goodness. Like he doesn't do anything right now.
No, he can throw one more project in the mix.
Another project. Hey, why not? You got Neuralink too there.
No, but this is incredibly important. That's why we wanted you on because, people need to know what's going on in the medical world, what's out there for treatments and possibilities, and yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, ideally, I would love to have started this in New York, but unfortunately, bureaucracy won.
Yeah,
This
but
battle.
for now, it's not over.
It's not over.
It really isn't. So, where are we going next? Where are we taking this next? What's the next state we're going to conquer?
Well, Texas, Florida. Let's get that completely under our belt. Then I want the entire southern belt. Like, so it's going to be Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas. Swing back over to Arizona.
yeah, I can see that. Georgia, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Those states definitely you got.
And I'm going where all the retirees are first.
All right, and then what are we doing with the company? Are we going public? Are we franchising?
That's my goal.
Which one?
I'm going public.
Both?
I want to go
Going
public.
public?
I want to IPO in 5 years.
All right. So, all you Wall Street guys, give me a call. I'll work a deal. I need a nice cut. All right. Listen, if not, you don't have access to my friend Danny. All right. Let's make a deal here. All right, guys. Remember the name RadiantPath. RadiantPath Health, correct?
RadiantPath Health.
That's right, because it's making big changes to the way we get healthcare, and I have a feeling that it's starting with cancer, but I have a feeling it's going to move on to many other things that we're all going to benefit from.
We're hoping and praying for that.
All right, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, Danny, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you, brother. Bye, guys.